friends and family, please stand to honor Utah Valley University's Class of 2025.
Welcome everyone. While we're standing, let's start with a standing ovation. Beautiful, beautiful. So welcome to the 2025 convocation ceremony for the Utah Valley College of Science. My name is Daniel Horns. I'm the Dean of the college. And I welcome all of the college guests, family members, friends, and especially our more than 300 graduates who are joining us today and whom we honor this morning. Our graduates represent 16 counties from Utah, 28 states, and 6 countries. 26% of our graduates will be the first in their families to graduate college. I'll start by recognizing our guests up here on the platform. We have Dr. Wayne Bott, the Provost of Utah Valley University, Tammy Clark, Associate Provost over UVU's Innovation Academy, Christina Baum, the UVU Vice President of Digital Transformation, Kyle Reyes, UVU Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Fern Chaka, Associate Dean of our college, Tag Archibald, Assistant Dean, Jason Slack, Associate Dean, and representing our 7 departments are Eric Domian from Biology, Merrill Halling from Chemistry, Weihong Wang from Earth Science, Michael Bonney from Exercise Science. Sit down. What? Oh, sorry. Please sit down. Thank you, Jason. This is only my second time doing this. I'm a rookie. Michael Bonney from Exercise Science and Outdoor Recreation, Scott Lewis from Mathematics, Lindsay Gerber from Mathematical and Quantitative Reasoning, and Bonnie Anderson from Physics, and representing our College of Science Advisory Board, Brad Norton and Carol Walker. So welcome, guests. Now, before we hear from our valedictorian and salutatorian, I'd like to point out that most of you have received a program for today's celebration, and that program highlights the valedictorian and salutatorian, plus some of our student award winners from the College of Science. Now, even if you or your loved ones are not mentioned in that program, I do want to say every graduate here is reflected in the people in the program. You are reflected as great scientists and what it means to be a Wolverine. And we will hear from our valedictorian now, Megan Estelbai. So welcome, Megan.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations. My name is Megan Estelbai, and I am extremely grateful and honored to be here today. I'm sure I can say with the rest of the class that we are so grateful for the support and help from our families, professors, and mentors. Our time at Utah Valley University has truly been exceptional. Many of us graduating today remember the one and only anatomy lab and can relate a little too well to Cole Sears in The Sixth Sense when he said, "I see dead people." And I might add, one too many. But beyond the cadavers and the late night study sessions, our time at UVU has been full of growth, resilience, and transformation. There truly is no other time where you change more than when you're in college. For me, that growth has been deeply personal. I began my college journey at Utah State, where I played soccer before leaving to serve a mission for my church. When I returned, I transferred to UVU, and that decision changed everything. Here at UVU, I played another season of soccer, but ultimately made the tough choice to step away from the sport. I had no idea that 1 week later I would find out that I needed knee surgery, and just 10 months later I would need another one. But that decision to leave soccer opened the door to so many other opportunities, including meeting my husband in Anatomy of all things. We were the classic anatomy love story and had many midnight dates in the anatomy lab. Leaving soccer meant I was also able to dedicate all my time to my degree and truly take advantage of all that UVU had to offer. I've witnessed UVU's motto, UVU, a place for you, and can confidently say that it's true. This university has helped me feel capable. It's given me the tools, the support, and the confidence to believe that I could do hard things and make a real impact. The College of Science offers world-class equipment, including electron microscopes, drones, computer programs. In many of the exercise science classes that I've taken, we've used millions of dollars worth of equipment in fancy cameras, treadmills that can go up to 30% grade, body composition scanners, and a golf lab so advanced that companies like Callaway and Titleist would be jealous. Well, if you're wondering, they are, and they've even come all the way down to Orem, Utah to see what we're doing firsthand. UVU has helped me to fine-tune what I'm passionate about and what I want to do with my life. I'm now pursuing a career in biomechanics, which is a topic I never even knew existed before I came to UVU. I've been able to participate in and conduct research of my own, including studying biomechanics of pregnant women, exploring how a maternity support garment affected their ability to run, as well as investigating the biomechanical and physiological effects of exercising with weighted vests. Other research projects going on at UVU include investigating water pollution from snow skis, the influence of grip strength on golf swings, the effects of taping and bracing ankles on jumping in basketball athletes, and that isn't even scratching the surface. A few weeks ago, I presented at the Rocky Mountain American Society of Biomechanics Conference in Estes Park with a few of my classmates. Most of the presenters there were PhD students or postdocs, and yet there we were, 4 UVU undergraduate students sharing the application of our research. And that's when it hit me. This really isn't normal. But at UVU it is. It's not uncommon to see UVU alumni in their master's programs teaching PhD students how to use metabolic carts or advanced equipment. That's the kind of preparation that UVU provides. Whether it's in exercise science, biology, chemistry, math, physics, or earth science, UVU gives students the chance to do science, not just learn about it. You don't just read about experiments, you get to run them. You don't just learn theories, you test them. We really do have something special here at UVU. With driven students, dedicated faculty, and access to incredible resources, this university creates an environment where you can truly explore your interests and discover what excites you. What makes it even more meaningful is knowing that my experience isn't unique. Everyone in the audience today has been impacted in one way or another by the professors and opportunities that UVU has provided. So now that we're done grinding it out and have gained an exceptional education, what are we going to do with it? It's our responsibility to go and share what we've learned these past few years, whether that's going on to higher education, medical school, dental school, or straight into a career. To close, I would like to share a poem called The Touch of the Master's Hand by Myra Brooks Welch. 'Twas battered and scarred, and the auctioneer thought it hardly worth its while to waste his time on the old violin, but he held it up with a smile. "What am I bid, good people?" he cried. "Who starts the bidding for me? $1, do I hear two? $2, who makes it three? $3 once, $3 twice, going for three." But no, from the room far back, a gray-bearded man came forward and picked up the bow. Then wiping the dust from the old violin and tightened up the strings, he played a sweet melody, pure and sweet as caroling angel sings. The music ceased, and the auctioneer, with a voice that was quiet and low, said, "What now am I bid for this old violin?" as he held it aloft with its bow. 1,000, 1,000, do I hear two? 2,000, who makes it three? 3,000 once, 3,000 twice, going and gone, said he. The audience cheered, but some of them cried, "We just don't understand. What changed its worth?" Swift came the reply, "The touch of the master's hand." And many a man, with life out of tune, all battered with bourbon and gin, is auctioneered cheap to a thoughtless crowd, much like that old violin. A mess of pottage, a glass of wine, a game and he travels on. He's going once, he is going twice, he is going and almost gone. But the master comes, and the foolish crowd can never quite understand the worth of a soul and the change that is wrought by the touch of the master's hand. Like that violin, our degrees, our knowledge, and even our talents mean nothing unless we choose to use them. Unused talent is no talent at all. We have had many masters in the form of professors and mentors who have helped us learn and grow. UVU has given us the tools, but now it's our time to give them meaning. It's our turn. We're the ones who bring value to our education by applying it, by lifting others with it, and by becoming leaders, creators, and contributors. Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful and inspiring. And I just want to point out a couple of things about higher education that was highlighted there. One is, in higher education, you learn about things you never even knew existed. Megan pursuing a career in biomechanics, and I'm guessing 90% of the people in this room had never even heard that term And also the fact that a degree in exercise science can help pregnant women know how to walk and exercise and move better. It's not just about sports. And one final thing, classroom romances can lead to great things. My wife and I met in a math class, integral equations and perturbation methods, and we've been married for 37 years. So we will next hear from our salutatorian, Tessa Black. Tessa is earning a Bachelor of Science degree in biology with a minor in chemistry.
Good morning, everyone. One of the first pieces of advice I received when I started college a few years ago was to take a public speaking class, which I finally did last spring. However, on the day that class covered graduation speeches, I decided to do chemistry homework, and I cannot tell you how much I regret that decision right now. Regardless, I'm very honored to have just a few minutes of your time this morning. I wanted to start by thanking the people in my life who made this moment possible, to my professors and mentors, and to my friends and family who patiently listened to me complain about the homework from those professors and mentors. I wanted to say thank you. Speaking of complaining, a few years ago, I complained to my friend that I was graduating a semester later than I had originally planned. And she replied, almost in passing, that there's no such thing as graduating late, and everyone finishes on their own time. I wanted to echo her sentiment today. No matter what your path looked like or how long you've been working towards this moment, today marks a huge achievement for every single one of us. My path getting here wasn't linear. Growing up, I was taught that science and curiosity were things to fear. And yet, the first class I was ever interested in was high school biology. I loved it, and I couldn't wait to learn more. So with the wisdom and brilliance of a 17-year-old, I decided that the only thing I could do with a biology degree, obviously, was go to medical school. So I spent the first several years of college just grinding away, trying to make it to that goal. It wasn't until I took classes from professors who were deeply passionate about their fields that something shifted. In one of Dr. Ogden's courses, I realized that scientific discovery is a reflection of the innate curiosity that we are all born with. Somewhere along the way, I had lost that sense of wonder for the world, buried under stress, grades, and checklists for grad school. With this new perspective, I discovered that I truly wanted to spend the rest of my life learning. I had several amazing mentors, especially Jess Cusick and Craig Tulene, who went out of their way to give me every opportunity to explore and rediscover what I was passionate about. With their guidance, I fell in love with the process of scientific discovery, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life learning, growing, and inspiring students just like they have. And I did promise Jess that I would make her cry today, so I hope I have succeeded in that goal. Now, because no graduation speech is complete without an inspirational quote, I would like to share with you some wisdom from one of my heroes. In a letter to a friend, Charles Darwin once wrote, "But I am very poorly today, and very stupid, and I hate everyone and everything." Inspiring, right? But honestly, haven't we all felt that way at some point or another during our college journey? Most of us started during a global pandemic. We've faced personal, academic, and professional challenges that few classes before us have encountered. And while there will always be new challenges ahead, today is proof of just how far we've come and of everything we're capable of achieving. The next generation of scientists, engineers, healthcare professionals, educators, and innovators are sitting in this room. And if I've learned anything during my time at UVU, it's that I am looking at some of the most passionate, resilient, and hardworking people in the world. Now that we've made it to this point, it's our turn to forge our own paths and to inspire the next generation of curious minds. I'm going to treasure my time at UVU, And I hope that as we all go on to bigger and better things, we remember the people who helped us get to where we are. And if I can leave you with one last thing, please never lose your curiosity for the world. But even if you do, know that you can find it again. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Beautiful, Tessa, and just one small correction. People are going on to new and exciting things, not necessarily bigger and better than being UVU students. And also, I just want to point out something that Tessa highlighted there that probably a lot of you have discovered is people enter pursuing degrees in the College of Science mostly because you want to help people through science, and people entering college often think that the way to do that is to become a medical doctor, which is certainly a great career and a great way to help people. But as Tessa just noted, as a student here, you discover there are all kinds of ways that science can help people, and that will be part of my closing remarks. But before that, we will move on to the most important part of our program, which is the presentation of the diplomas. Associate Dean Jason Slack and Assistant Dean Tag Archibald will read the names of the graduates. Chairs of each department will hand out the diplomas. And we ask that each graduate to cross the green carpet down here on the floor as their name is read, receive their diploma, and then pause for a photograph with the diploma in hand. Now, to guests up in the stands, our space here is limited, and so to ensure a smooth ceremony here, we ask you to please remain in your seats and take your photographs from there. There will be plenty of opportunity for more up-close photographs with faculty and staff at our reception following the ceremony, and I'll talk about that more later. So without any further ado, we will kick off the reading of the names.
You're scanning.
Pamela Haskell, Masters of Science in Math Education. Ashley Eckenstam, Masters of Science, Math Education.
Down that way. No. Go back.
Just back to your seat.
Back to your seat.
Kelly Miller, Masters of Science, Mathematics Education. Jacob McLean, Masters of Science in Mathematics Education. Spencer Murdoch, Bachelor of Science, Statistics.
That's it. That's it. Michaela Cowles, physics.
John Sanders, Bachelor of Science, Statistics.
Tyler O'Laughlin, physics.
Stay there, stay there. Stay up there. See? It's physics. No, these are, yeah, we're doing ours.
Marlon
Carter.
Mancia, Bachelor's of Science in Physics.
Kenner Carter, Associate of Science, Mathematics.
Kendall Rosenkrantz, Bachelor's of Science, Physics.
Carner Wallstead, Associate of Science, Mathematics.
Zach Butler, Bachelor's of Science in Physics.
Sienna Elizabeth Atsuko Ishiel, Bachelor of Science, Statistics.
Josh Gibbons, Bachelor's of Science in Physics.
Caden Hawkins, Associate of Science, Mathematics.
Seth Stringham, Bachelor's of Science in Physics.
Britton Borget, Bachelor of Science, Statistics.
Ryan Wilson, Bachelor's of Science in Physics.
Caitlin Gramajo, Bachelor of Science, Statistics.
Masato Yanagita, Bachelor's of Science, Physics. Hold on.
Allison Gee, Bachelor of Science, Statistics.
Braxton Lee Carter, Bachelor's of Science, Physical Science.
Emily Huffaker, Associate of Science, Mathematics.
John Gailey, Bachelor's of Science in Physics, or Chemistry.
Jennifer Spotton, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics.
Cooper Bell Hunley, Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry.
Abigail Gutierrez, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics.
Rob Patterson, Bachelor's of Science, Chemistry Education.
Miles Willward, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics.
Quinn McGuire, Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry.
Nathan Klunt, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics.
Marnie Gohl, Bachelor's of Science, Chemistry. Sydney Daines, Bachelor's of Science, Chemistry.
Can't read that. Solomon Frank, Bachelor of Arts, Finance.
Elizabeth Grace Henstrom, Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry.
Echo Fairbanks, Bachelor of Science, Math Education.
Hannah Mariam Bailey, Bachelor's of Science, Biochemistry.
Haley Stedman, Bachelor of Science, Math Education.
Sarah Adams, Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry.
Natalie Rootsart, Bachelor of Science, Statistics.
Eugene Lung, Bachelor's of Science, Chemistry.
Jordan Jones, Bachelor of Science, Math Education.
The Spencer Brown, Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry.
Cody Seiple, Bachelor of Science, Math Education.
Brett Perkins, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Ilea Lowe, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics Education.
Cameron Corcoran, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Christy Braithwaite, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics Education.
Aaron Falvey, Bachelor's of Science in Biotechnology.
Megan Pope, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science Management.
Manette Perez, Bachelor's of Science in Biotechnology. Tessa Black, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Lillian Higginbotham, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science Management.
Shawnee Basket, Bachelor's of Science Biotechnology.
Shauna Redford, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science and Management.
Daniel Worthen, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Lexi Olson, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science and Management.
Ace Belka, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Alex Montgomery, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science and Management.
Mason Park, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Mason Gordon, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science and Management.
Natalie Rose Gutierrez, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
David Muncie, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science and Management.
Brandon Peterson, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Andrew Knowlton, Bachelor of Science, Geography.
Taylor Stanley with Bachelor's of Science in Biotechnology, Biology, Entrepreneurship, and Universal Studies.
Spencer Scoresby, Bachelor of Science, Geography.
Braden Brown, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Bryce Peterson, Bachelor of Science, Geography.
Chandler Winter, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Wyatt Robinson, Bachelor of Science, Geography.
Jason Witt, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Jace Clegg, Bachelor of Science, Geology.
Carter McCain, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Abby Conger, Bachelor of Science, Geology.
Braden Good, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Emmeline Saunders, Bachelor of Science, Geology.
Tug Simmons, Bachelor's of Science in Zoology.
Sarah Marchant, Bachelor of Science, Geology.
Michael Graham, Associate of Science in Science.
Miriam Parkin, Associate of Science, University Studies.
Annabelle Heaton, Bachelor's of Science in Biotechnology.
Logan Peterson, Bachelor of Science, Earth Science Education, minor in Spanish.
Catherine Sandusky, Bachelor's of Science in Biotechnology.
Matt Charter, Bachelor of Science, Geography.
Evelyn Rose Jorgensen, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Logan Unger, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science and Management.
Abigail Nelson, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Luke Holland, Bachelor of Science, Integrated Studies. Good job, Holland.
Megan Schaefer, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Haley Odekirk, a Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Darren Warren, Bachelor's of Science in Biotechnology.
Mackenzie Willward, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Sierra Duke, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Aaron Wilfredo Mendoza Azaro, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Cameron Franklin, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Kenley Kuhn, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Andrew Blackham, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Brinkley Reckenberg, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Denise Jimenez, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Casey Na, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation. Marcus.
Oriana Freeman, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Mackenzie Marquis, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Zachary Lawrence Matthewson, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Hayden Van Orden, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Garen Williams, Associate of Science in Biology.
Nate Enterkin, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Carly Stuckey, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Josh Pugmire, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Emily Flack, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Josette Plaster, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Sky Sorensen, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Kenley Hansen, Bachelor's of Science, Integrated Studies.
Myra Macon, Associate of Science in Biology.
Bethany Merrill, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jared Nielsen, Bachelor's of Science in Biotechnology.
Bella Reese, Bachelor of Arts, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Miles Ashbaker, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Alina Banavon, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Joshua Hammond, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Natalie Swinson, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Aiden Schilling, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Jackson Harris, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Madeline Jacobs, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Tyler Sorensen, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Grace Van Buren, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Blake Morrill, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, Outdoor Recreation.
Evelyn Bettridge, Bachelor's of Science, Zoology.
Nathan Borkothos, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
The Amazing Jane Reed, Bachelor's of Science in Zoology.
Nate Hawks, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation. Wickens.
Kara Galloway Lowe, Bachelor's of Science in Bioinformatics.
J.C. Wickens, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Olivia Frary, Bachelor's of Science, Bioinformatics.
Connor Blomquist, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Taylor Fern, Bachelor's of Science in Bioinformatics.
Caitlin Smith, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Tabitha Weir, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Sydney Counter, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Audrey French, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Braden Holden, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Barbara Shelley Jatan, Bachelor's of Science, Bioinformatics.
Benjamin Graham, a Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
David Parker, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Madison Leo, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Haley Cox, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Andrew Wallace, Bachelor of Science, Construction Management.
Caroline Villa, Associate of Science in Biology.
Sarah Alicia Alam, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Megan Furness, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Ethan Miller, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Amelia Nelson, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Riley Waddell, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Tatum Cottom, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Rachel Saby, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Holly Parrott, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Juan Sanchez, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Weston Bartlett, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Hunter Campbell, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Colton Gardner, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Michael Danzy, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
James Caffrey, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Austin Allen, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Orlando Contreras, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Jace Jacobson, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Grace McFarland, Bachelor's of Science in Botany.
Olivia Graham, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Adam Hales, Bachelor's of Science Botany.
Cameron Diamond, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Riley Jackson, Bachelor's of Science in Botany.
Tyler M. Burton, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Abigail Baum, Bachelor's of Science in Botany.
Jace Herzl, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Audrey O'Donnell, Bachelor's of Science in Botany.
Kyle Sorensen, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Hannah Leach, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Austin Love, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Ruben Jimenez Gispe, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Logan Staley, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Sarah Etchenberg, Bachelor's of Science, Biology Education.
Joshua Bailey, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Abby Douglas, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Jess Barclay, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Haley Ellsworth, Bachelor's of Science in Biology Education.
Mason Peterson, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Kevin Kuhn, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Dallin Nilsson, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Stacy Hymus Amberson, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Derek Reed, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Joshua Dalton, Bachelor's of Science, Biotechnology.
Emma Ludlow, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jacob Ralph, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Ashley Grover Hatch, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jordan Miller, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Victoria Vasquez, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Tanner Wilkins, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Seth Spencer, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Austin Warren, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Ulysses Hernandez Bombella, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Michael Taylor, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Melanie McQueen, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jake Russell, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Kimball Henstorm, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Don Page, Associate in Science in Biology.
Jake Allen, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Aubrey Russell, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Sydney Flygar, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Lillian G., Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
McKinley Van Leeuwen, Bachelor's of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Tom Vo, Associate in Science in Biology. It's actually a bachelor's.
Stephanie Olson, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Haley Fun, Bachelor's of Science in Biology.
Ali Virchow, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Marcella Fletcher Rubio, Associate in Science Biology.
Alyssa Shaw, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jeremy Johansson, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Kaylee Harris, Bachelor's of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Canyon Moser, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Leighton Zaya, Bachelor's of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Luana Rosario Giles, Associate in Science Biology.
Jaya Bean, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Addison Ann Waite, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Kaylee Knoll, Bachelor's of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Melissa Martinez Flores, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Bryn Benyon, Bachelor's of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Hannah McKell Lester, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Ariana Perez Diaz, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Marissa Madsen, Bachelor's of Science Microbiology.
Pilar Gualatuna, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Shri Soni, Associate in Science Biology.
Amy Bear, Bachelor's of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Casey Hill, Bachelor's of Science Biology.
Megan Astelby. Dallin Bai, Bachelor of Science, Biology, and Megan Astelby, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Dionysus Ella Luisa Pereira, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Jameson Burnett, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Lainey Sophia Smith, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Benjamin Bishop, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Elise Bennett, Bachelor's of Science and Biotechnology.
Bailey Sanderson, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Max Taktiviev, Bachelor's of Science, Finance.
Kennedy Cragen, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Eric Javier Alvarez, Bachelor's of Science, Bioinformatics.
Isabella Jacks, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Emily Libert, Bachelor's of Science, Biotechnology.
Natalie Hilcher, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jared Klatt, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Deanna Marie Darling, Certificate of Proficiency, Criminal Justice.
Jack Badger, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Marcelo Fitzgerald, Associate of Science, University Studies.
Cannon Black, Bachelor's of Science in Biology. Jackson.
Anthony Miranda, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jackson Burns, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Parker Bales, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jackson Kerr, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Marcus Kromenhoek, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Spencer Smith, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Zachary Charles Rogers, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Selin Chaluska, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Colby Carroll, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice.
Alyssa Jacobson, Bachelor's of Science, University Studies.
Braxton Hall, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jessica Day, Bachelor's of Science, Biology Education.
Paul Hopper, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Olivia Graves, Bachelor's of Science, Biology Education.
Megan Richards, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Ariani Sanchez Cespedes, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Kate Netherton, Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Skylar Norton, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Brett Pendleton, Bachelor of Science, Professional Pilot, Global.
Lisette Partipilo, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Ashlyn Martell, Associate of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Jason Pinot, Bachelor's of Science, Biology.
Kaya Clements, Associate of Science, University Studies. Isaiah Hardman, Associate of Science, University Studies. Shinaba Stanley, a Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science, and Outdoor Recreation.
Congratulations, everyone. Now, before I give a brief closing address, I'm going to ask the graduates to stand up for a minute and acknowledge some people. So please stand up. Okay. Now, let's acknowledge the people who made this possible. And most directly, this education was made possible by the College of Science faculty and staff. Your success is the top priority of every member of our faculty and staff. That's why we are here. They are sitting behind you. Please turn around and show your appreciation. Beautiful. And also, of course, each of you has benefited from the support of loved ones, from parents, spouses, friends, even children. I saw one child walking across the stage here, who gave you emotional support, financial support, or even eased some of life's other burdens to allow you to focus on your education. So please give it up for your loved ones in the stands. And then one last acknowledgement, and that is the volunteers from the College of Science who organized this event and made it possible and balanced the graduates so we were only off by 2 students on one side versus the other. That's amazing. So thank you, everyone who made this possible. I'll remember to say this now. Now you can be seated. And now for my takeaway message to the graduates. To every one of you, there will be many times today and many times over the next several weeks when people will tell you congratulations. And when they say that, they are, by definition of the word congratulations, expressing joy at your success. Now this makes sense because completing this degree should bring you many forms of success. And it should bring you and your loved ones many forms of joy. Now, study after study shows that completing this degree should increase your lifetime earnings, decrease your risk of unemployment, increase your access to health care, and increase your overall life satisfaction. That's the joy. So since your degree will bring you these various forms of success, it is fully appropriate that people tell you congratulations. I'm not here to tell you congratulations, though. Sorry. I'm here to say thank you. In fact, every person in this room should thank every graduate in this room. And the reason we should thank you is this: not only will completing this degree benefit you, but it will benefit society at large. Some of the benefits to society will be related to your careers that you're able to pursue thanks to these degrees. As graduates of our college, some of you will become healthcare providers, medical doctors, and so on. While others will benefit human health by developing new drugs or medical devices or improving environmental quality. Some of you will develop new energy resources. Some of you will advance Utah's science and tech industries. Many of you will become teachers. All of these careers will benefit society, and we thank you for completing these degrees that allow you to pursue those careers. But there's other ways that your degrees will benefit society, and these are less related to your careers and more related to your likely behavior as college graduates. For example, as college graduates, you are now, as of this moment, 50% more likely to vote. You're twice as likely to volunteer your time and 3 times more likely to donate to charitable causes. Thanks to your greater earning potential, you're less likely to rely on government services such as housing subsidies and food assistance. You are 10 times less likely to be incarcerated. That one's for the parents. The benefits to society even extend down to some pretty obscure behaviors. You're 50% more likely to donate blood. And finally, as college graduates, your children are more likely to become college graduates, meaning that all of those benefits to society will be compounded and carried forward in time. So on behalf of everyone in this room, on behalf of everyone outside of this room, and on behalf of future generations, I say thank you for doing what was needed for you to be here today. So please, everyone, let's show our appreciation to the graduates. Now, before we leave, I want to invite everyone here to our graduation reception. We'll have snacks and drinks in center stage in the Student Center, and please come to continue the celebration. As you leave, please be aware that another college will be holding their convocation here in just a short time, so the hallways will be pretty crowded here in the UCC Center. It'll be easiest to connect with your graduates outside of the UCC Center, ideally at our graduation reception. Friends and family in the stands, please remain seated while our platform guests and graduates proceed out the south side of the arena. Platform guests will lead the way, and volunteers on the floor will direct their graduates to follow. I hope to see you at the reception. Go Wolverines, and congratulations again.